So in order to use this Goobric grading process, I wanted to make a video so that I could remember and that I could share with other people on how to use this start to finish. So the first thing I did is I had to create a folder, and I'm housing everything related to my Goobrics in it. So within that folder, I don't know that this step was necessary, but I went ahead and made a folder for each of my classes. This again may prove not necessary. I also had my rubric created to a certain standard, which I will explain in just a second. Within each of my folders, I had to make a document that I wanted to use for their project submission. I have 3 different portions of the project, so I made 3 different documents. This again may not be necessary. I'm not sure, but I think it is. I think that each choice has to have its own document. So I also had to make a blank spreadsheet with the same name as each of the documents so that it could house the answers and collect all the responses. So each class has that. Also, my rubric has to have the following criterion to satisfy this add-on. Column A has to be your categories that you're rating students on, and row 1 has to have a number for how these details will be scored. So I have that. I have my folders and my documents. That was my original one. Let me show you. This is what we did for our project submission. We wanted to make sure they had several choices. So we wanted to make sure they were telling us which choice they were doing. Here are our choice options, just in case by what we see we can't tell. They are supposed to paste their link here. Everything's got to be digital. And then just a few things that we wanted to know about their project. So each kid will get a copy of this via Google Classroom. So the next step was that I had to go into Google Classroom and create a project for it. So I'm going to walk through my next class so I can remember and you can see how to go about this. So you have to create an assignment. I am titling my assignments the exact same as the students' documents. So this is 3A. Actually, I made some stuff so I didn't have to keep copying or keep writing it. So I'm changing this to 3A, and I don't need this part here. We're doing a flexible pace classroom, but I did want them to know this was highly suggested. I chose a due date for my first project. This is my Unit 5, so I want that in there. I have to go grab the doc that I had that I want my students to use. So here's my 3A Unit 5 Final Project Choice 1. You have to choose make a copy for each student, and then I assign it. So I will keep doing that for all of my classes. So this is choice 1, so I will make 2 more assignments in this class and then again follow up with the rest of them. Now that I have created all of the assignments, I'm going to go back to my folders and I can open this document, which I already did. If you haven't already, you need to get an add-on. It's called Doctopus. If you have it, you are going to click Launch. And I have to select a mode. Since we use it in Google Classroom, we will choose this mode, ingest a Google Class. Click the assignment. Click the class. We are using 1A as that is the class that I am in right now. My assignment, I am on choice 1, so I will choose choice 1. it knows that no one has done this assignment yet, but I will click ingest assignment, and then it will populate a spreadsheet. So this is all the data that it has collected. This is the link to that student's document. So I can see as they're working on it, it shows me immediately that they have not turned it in. I have not given a grade or feedback to it. The DLC pointed out that this sheet will always remain blank. It will create a new one. Once I grade it, there will also be another tab that I think says scored rubrics. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach my Goobric. And this I had put in my Goobric folder. I'm not quite sure what I should do here. So at this point, we're not quite sure what this does. Just to be safe, I am going to unclick it because I don't exactly know what it does. Notice now that I have I've added the rubric, that I have a new document here, and this is where I will go to check and assess the document.